Hello, I've looked on YouTube and I haven't really found a audible volume of the book Dirt by Denise Gosliner Orenstien. I don't really know. This is a scholastic book. It's called Dirt. And I'm just gonna read it because I can't find anything else. Okay. Dirt by Denise Gosliner Orenstien. Part 1. My Rocky Road. My father once explained that they named me Yonder because there's always something to learn. Way up ahead, yonder. Always a surprise right around the corner, sometimes sweet and sometimes sad, but always a fork in the road that could change your life. When my mother died 4 years ago, my father said, "Here is a fork yonder. Here is the learning just up ahead. We can choose to stop moving up that rocky path, or we can decide something else. What will you do? What will we do together?" Silence draped my little crooked house, and the windows went dark. I crawled into quiet and decided to stay there. After all, words didn't work. Did it really matter if you called out tonight, all alone on your narrow bed, "Bring her back. Please bring my mother back"? Did it matter if you yelled at the top of your lungs until your throat hurt? If you yelled and yelled for her and there wasn't a single answer? It did not. It did not matter one bit. So I decided not to speak. Silence seemed safer. An unusual childhood disorder, the clinic doctor told my father, but it was almost as if my father hardly noticed that I stopped speaking. He was so lost in his own sadness. One afternoon at the shelter library, I looked up. Speech disorders and children. I found this. A condition in which a child who can speak stops speaking because of trauma or anxiety. Well, I thought, I suppose the doctor might have gotten it right. Although I wasn't sure if I could really speak anymore, even if I wanted to. I wasn't sure, and I was scared to try. What if I opened my mouth and ugly words spilled out? Better to be quiet than say what it was like to lose my mother and father at the same time. My mother in body and spirit, and my father just in spirit. While he hadn't died in the car accident, he was not the same father as before. This new father heaved himself around the house as if his body were filled with cement. This is what I remember about my mother, how she loved to read to me before I went to sleep at night, the way her cheeks pinked up in the fall, and the broken front tooth that cracked when we were ice skating on the shelter town pond. I remember my mother's short, wavy dark hair and the soft khaki jacket that she wore even inside. The one with the blue ink stain on the left shoulder, both sleeves torn to the elbow, making it look like she had 4 arms. My mother's fingernails were long and splintered from cold Vermont winters. Sometimes they scratched my scalp when she brushed my hair. She smelled like maple syrup, burnt sugar, overripe apple. Even though I was little, I knew that the fork in the road my father talked about offered only one possibility. We would surely walk that rocky path because we didn't have a choice. We would move forward because there was no going back. The fork in the road was there, just as he always told me, but we would take the more difficult turn and keep struggling uphill, and so we did. I didn't understand how rocky a road could be back then. I didn't understand how slippery or how full of twists and turns. And then my fork led the way to a lonely pony who needed me as much as I needed him. But I didn't know dirt was coming way back then. Okay, that's part 1, My Rocky Road, and I will be posting the next one soon. Thanks.